I was safe because I didn't see anyone. I mean, I didn't see anyone. I wasn't allowed to work, I wasn't allowed to go to church, I wasn't allowed to do anything. Every single right that every other prisoner has was taken away, and they used the excuse that I would be killed, which, fair enough, I probably would have been. That's what. But I was safe. So years on, I plead guilty to this charge, and I go back into the prison system, and I'm thinking, well, you know, my profile has risen. More people want to kill me than ever. I'll probably be locked away on my own again. And I wasn't. And I was sent to the maximum security prison called Wood Hill Prison, which houses some of the country's worst terrorists. And this prison, I was sent, my prison sentence, what I pleaded guilty for was that a form was filled out wrong on my brother-in-law's mortgage form. No one lost no money, no one got hurt. For that sort of offence, you go to a category D prison in Britain, where you go home at weekends and your family can come in and see you. I went to a maximum security ACAT prison with terrorists, and almost instantly my door knocked, and a prisoner, not a prison officer, we call them screws, a prison officer said, when they come to get you, do not leave this cell, your life depends on it. And straight away, I was just, oh no, what now? And he's gone and he's come back, and when he's come back with 2 other prison staff. And he said, come on, Lennon, you're going on B wing. And I said, I ain't going anywhere. And he stepped in. He said, if you don't go, I'm going to arrest you. He was giving me a way out. I said, arrest me then. So he arrested me, and then because he arrested me, he took me to a punishment block. In that punishment block, I have to see the governor before I'm allowed anywhere else. So he arrested me, so then he's made me safe. He's come to see me later and said, you know where they were taking you? I said, where? He said, on B wing, there's 5 Muslims. 6 months before this, 5 Muslims were caught in a car with IEDs, guns and bombs and suicide notes on the way to kill me. Yeah? They got 30 years in prison. I sat in their court case and watched as they all got sentenced to 30 years. Here I was being given to them in a prison system. And he said the woman, I looked at the governor's woman, the woman who made the decisions. I said, how can this be made? How can
exactly.
There's duty of care for your safety in the prison system. They have a duty of care. How can this happen? He said, well, he gave me the lady's name. Her name was Rachel. I wrote her name in my book. And he said, she'll be done for mandatory manslaughter, but you'll be dead. And I said, okay. So the next day I'm waiting to see the governor. My solicitor comes to see me. I go and meet my solicitor. I come back after the meeting with my solicitor, and there's a waiting room similar size to this. And the door opens. And as I go to walk in the room, I see beards. Because our prison system, so Americans understand, because it's going to happen to your prisons as well, if it's not already happening. Yours are racially divided, it's going to become religious. Yeah? Every prison, our prisons, like this prison, is basically an ISIS training camp. All the Englishmen, all the black men, everyone is converting to Islam. The beard is your sign of superiority and your sign of protection, you're part of that gang. Now, I've seen the beards, so I haven't even bothered to sit down. I've stood with my back against the wall. I've waited to hear the door lock. They locked the door, and then it's just, that's where I lost my teeth.
Yeah, you have fake teeth.
Yeah, so thanks, guys. Got some nice teeth out of it. But yeah, I was beaten badly, and to be honest, the Muslims in that room didn't know I was coming out in that room. I could tell by their faces. As soon as I walked in, I looked at their faces, and they've all looked at each other like, they've just given us. And I was beaten, and then I asked the prison officer,